Shalom
Good evening, Shabbat Shalom. So lovely to gather with all of you on this oppressively hot, almost fall day. I'm so glad you can make it in person. To those of you online, I'm so glad you're here. We begin with Hine Ma Tov, either on page 10 or on the screens in front of you. Sweet it is to be together on this my favorite innovation in Reform Judaism. And when I say innovation, I mean something we tweak a little bit and change, is that we have brought candle lighting, which was once a home tradition, into the synagogue as well. I think it's wonderful to welcome in light all together. And this evening, I invite up the Morgensterns and the Wardens. Come on up, we'll light the candles all together. Hold the metal and the candle. Thank you. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav letzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much for joining us up here. We continue with our introduction to Kabbalat Shabbat on page 12. Lechu neranena l'Adonai nariya litzur yisheinu. Lechu neranena l'Adonai nariya litzur yisheinu. Nekadma fanav letodav esmirot nariya lo. Nekadma fanav letodav esmirot nariya lo. Ki el gadol Adonai umelech gadol hakol Elohim asher beyado mechkerei haaretz v'to'afot harim lo. Asher beyado mechkerei haaretz v'to'afot harim lo. Together we welcome in the Sabbath bride, turning to page 20 for Lecha Dodi. Page 20 for Lecha Dodi, and as always, we will be doing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, ishmi While we're all up, as we approach the unofficial end of summer, I am curious what you all think. Are we, when it comes to fall flavors, are we apple people? Are we pumpkin people? Cinnamon? Do you have a favorite fall flavor? Turn to your neighbors, say hello, wish them a Shabbat Shalom, and let them know what kind of inserts you're putting into your coffee this fall season. I feel like I'm hearing some strong opinions when it comes to fall flavors. That is great. Something to discuss at the Oneg. I invite you now to take a seat and we will continue with Shalom Aleichem, welcoming God's ministering angels on page 24. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Lachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeitchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Will you join me at the bottom of page 27? Entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time, even at unlikely times and through unlikely places. There is no place on earth without the presence. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rava, ve'al hadi v'rachirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayeichon v'yameichon, u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, u'v'zaman karif, ve'imeru amen. Yehei shmei Rava mevarach, le'alam u'lalmei almaya, yitvarach, yitvarach ve'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei, v'yithadar v'yitale v'yithalal, shemedu kodesha barichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran me'ana, ve'imeru amen. We rise for our call to worship Baruch Hu on page 28. Please join me in the middle of page 31. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. And on the top of page 33. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Pages 34 and 35. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malachuto Le'olam Va'ed. You may be seated, and we turn the page to page 36. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi netzavecha hayom alevavecha veshinantam levanecha vedibarta bam veshivtecha v'beitecha uv'lechtecha v'aderech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam lehot al yadecha ve'hayu letotafot beineinecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'hisharecha lema'an tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim le'elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim v'hiyot lachem le'elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet. We turn together to page 40 for our Mi Chamocha praise. Who is like you, God, awesome and powerful, working wonders? Page 40 for Mi Chamocha.
Feather
to the part of our service where we have spent the last 10 or so months remembering those held hostage in Gaza and all of those who are in harm's way. And we begin with Hashkivenu, which you can find either on page 42 or on the screens in front of you. The rabbis advise, keep two truths in your pocket. One should read, I am but dust and ashes. And the other should read, the entire world was created for me. An 8-year-old has something else in his pocket, confetti. Why? It's his emergency confetti, he says. During these raw days, he carries it with him everywhere, just in case there is good news. And indeed, now is the time to break out the emergency confetti. IDF special forces, acting on intelligence they had received, were combing tunnels in southern Gaza when they found Qaid Farhan al-Qaidi, alone in a room roughly 25 yards underground without Hamas guards. The IDF rescued him and took him to a waiting helicopter. Mr. al-Qaidi was so weak that he could not escape the tunnel without help from the soldiers. Mr. al-Qaidi was a guard at a factory at Kibbutz Magin, where he was kidnapped by Hamas. He is a Bedouin Muslim with 11 children, and he met his infant son, born while he was in captivity, at a hospital in Beersheba after his rescue. After nearly a year of darkness, both literal for Mr. al-Qaidi, who said that he couldn't see a thing for basically the entire time, and emotionally for the Jewish community, we must find joy in this moment. Yes, there are still hostages. His rescue leaves the number of hostages still held by Hamas in Gaza at 108. And yet our sages tell us that if you save a life, it is as if you have saved the whole world. We have sown our tears, and one plant has become ready to harvest. The IDF has managed to save a world. We must reap in joy.
Those who sow in tears
reap in joy. Those who sow in tears will reap in joy. Those who sow in tears will reap in joy, will reap in joy. Those who sow in tears will reap in joy. Hazarim Medima Merina Yiktaru. Hazarim Medima Merina Yiktaru. Those who sow in tears will reap in joy, will reap in joy. Those who sow in tears will reap in joy. I'm sure we all share the same sentiment, wishing Mr. Al-Qadi a speedy recovery from his time, and we welcome him home. We continue with the Shamru on page 44. More than the Jewish people has kept Shabbat, Shabbat has kept the Jewish people. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam. Berit olam beini ubein bnei Yisrael, oti le'olam. Ki sheishet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz, ubayom hashvi'i Shabbat Shabbat vayi nafash, Shabbat Shabbat vayi nafash. We turn the page together to page 46, and we rise for our tefillah, our amidah, our standing prayer. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agitahilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanara, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'Kanei Hakol, Ve'Zocher Chastei Avot ve'Imahot, U'Mevi Gehula Li'Vnei V'neihem, Avraham be'ezrat Sarah. Ata gibor le'olam Adonai, mechayei hakol atarav lehoshia, marid hatal, mechalkel chayim bechesed, mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, samech noflim verofei cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato, lishenei afar, michamocha bal gevurot, umidam eloch, melech meimit, umechayeh, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata lehachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, mechayei hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yehalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. I invite you to pray silently, either by looking at the words on the upcoming pages or with the prayers of your own heart. When you have finished your silent prayer, I invite you to be seated. continue our service on page 253 for our Misha prayer for healing. If there is anyone on your mind who is in need of healing of mind, body, or spirit, I invite you to share their name aloud as I pass my hand through the congregation. Prayers of the heart are also accepted. Thank you.
People of Israel, Gaza, and Ukraine. Jeffrey Abrams, Joshua Abrams, Oprah King, Andy Wilson. Andy Jeffers.
Elaine Leibovitz and Anna Schwartz.
Francis Williams, John Paul Malosky.
David Greenwald, Dan Ayron, and Davis.
We wish them a complete healing of mind, body, and spirit, and together we say Amen. We continue with Misha Berach. Misha Berach, Avoteinu, Mekor HaBeracha, Le'imoteinu, May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach, Imoteinu, Mekor HaBeracha, Lavoteinu, bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of a body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Where were you in March of 2020 when we began to watch the world shut down? Who were you with? Did you leave something at work thinking you could retrieve it in a few weeks, only to be gone for over a year? Or maybe you saw this coming and made an insane Costco run before hunkering down. What were you feeling? Did you think that we'd take 2 weeks to flatten the curve? Or did you have that sinking feeling in your stomach that told you that this was going to be a long and painful ride? I'll tell you where I was. I was in Upper Manhattan, Washington Heights specifically, living in a shoebox apartment by myself. I was in my second year of Cantorial school, and I locked down in the second week of March 2020, and then proceeded to spend 13 months alone. I even calculated it at one point. Over the course of 13 months, I was by myself 99.8% of the time. That doesn't mean I didn't communicate. I spent countless hours on the phone, on Zoom calls, messaging friends. But it wasn't the same. Manhattan was essentially empty. I once walked to a doctor's appointment in Midtown, a full 150 blocks from where I lived, and passed 2 people on the way. That high holiday season, I was both Cantor and Zoom moderator, singing Avinu Malkeinu into an iPad in an empty synagogue while muting technologically challenged congregants. It honestly felt apocalyptic. The thing I missed most was my community. I was very close with my cantorial school classmates. Most had left Manhattan at the start of the pandemic, and we were spread across 3 countries and multiple time zones. As each milestone of a Jewish year passed, I found myself struggling to enjoy and embrace those holidays. I was alone, without my friends and without loved ones, trying to live my Judaism, get through school, and maintain my sanity. It was definitely a challenge. It's not surprising that my solo journey through COVID was a struggle. Jews are not meant to be Jews by themselves. Even at the very beginning of time, according to Jewish tradition, we needed others around us. Genesis 2:18 says that it's not good for a person to be alone, and God split Eve from Adam's side, alone no more. Jews traditionally cannot pray certain prayers without a minyan, a group of 10 Jewish adults. This includes prayers like the mourner's Kaddish. Jews don't mourn alone. What made the coronavirus pandemic so difficult for me was not being able to mark milestones in the calendar with other people. It just felt so wrong. In this week's Torah portion, Parshat Re'eh, Moses continues his sermon and spends time discussing the 3 pilgrimage festivals: Passover, Shavuot, and Sukkot. These 3 festivals brought Jews from across Israel to Jerusalem to celebrate and offer sacrifice at the temple. While the temple no longer stands today, Jews still gather on these holidays. We hold seders, we study and eat cheesecake, and we eat, schmooze, and sleep in the sukkah. Moses reminds us that during these holidays we shall be joyful in our festival. V'samachta b'chagecha. To an untrained ear, that may sound a little silly. Be joyful? We're commanded to be joyful? How can a human being be commanded to feel any emotion? If you've ever told someone who's experiencing panic to calm down, or someone experiencing depression to cheer up, you know as well as I do that one cannot simply will someone into experiencing an emotion that they are not feeling. But the truth is a little bit more nuanced than that. You can also read v'samachta, and you shall be joyful, as you shall rejoice. Moses even goes on to say with whom you should rejoice: your son, your daughter, your manservant, your maidservant, the Levite, the stranger, the orphan, and the widow who are inside your gates. Moses isn't telling us to be joyful. He's telling us to throw a party and invite the neighborhood. I know this year has been isolating and challenging for a plethora of reasons. I know the upcoming High Holy Days may feel daunting. How can we feel joy when 108 hostages remain in Gaza? How can we earnestly pray when we feel despair? It may be difficult to find the strength to even attend such a festival gathering as the one described by Moses in this week's Torah portion. But Jewish wisdom has something to say about that too. Judaism is a religion and a philosophy of joy and life before anything else. And we as Jews make a priority to put joy before sadness. For example, if Tisha B'Av falls on Shabbat, the Jewish world holds off on its observance until the following day, because the joy and rest of Shabbat are more important than the mourning of the temples that comes on Tisha B'Av. Or let's look at a hypothetical situation where a wedding procession and a funeral procession converge on a road. Who proceeds first? Our rabbis tell us that it is indeed the wedding procession that goes first, before the funeral. We as Jews choose life and hope and joy before despair, even if despair is something we all inevitably feel. This upcoming year may be one that challenges us. It may feel like an impossible bridge to cross, but Jewish wisdom and text tells us the solution. V'samachta b'chagecha. Rejoice on this holiday, together. Don't isolate yourself in times of joy or sorrow. Jews are not meant to be alone. Our strength is our community. As I look back on my 13 months of isolation in 2020 and 2021, it feels almost like a nightmare. Far enough in the rearview mirror that I wonder if it happened at all, but so visceral in my bones that I might never shake it. It was among the most challenging times of my life. But as I spent each day alone, I thought of what I wanted most in that moment. It's now what we perhaps take for granted: community. Even with the challenges of the last year, even with the uncertainty of the year to come, even when you want to close the door and hide under the covers, I hope you will remember that we are taught that we are not meant to be alone. I hope that you will remember that the commandments for these upcoming holidays are not to be joyful, but indeed to rejoice together. Shabbat Shalom. We begin the conclusion of our service on page 282, with our Aleinu prayer. I invite you to rise. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, la'tet gedula v'yaser reshit, shelo asanu kegoyei ha'aratzot, ve'lasamanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo asam chelkeinu kahem, ve'gor aleinu kechol ha'amona. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום seated. We continue with our Mourner's Kaddish prayer on page 294. This evening, we mourn the recent passing of Irvin Beck, who was laid to rest in recent days. We observe the period of Shloshim for Israel Kleiner. We mark the yahrzeits of Richard J. Blattner, Albert Bloom, Jacob Budin, Dorothy Chosky, Doris L. Clateman, Ed Cohen, Robert Engel, Ruth Ernick, Julius Field, Ronnie Fredkin, Elizabeth Goldstein, Richard Goodman, Martha Hirsch Green, Maxine Hoffman, Carol Hopkins, Louise Capisha, Elia Khalili, Shirley Kurtz, Edwin Levin, Rose Linder, Brett Morgenstern, Edward Pearlstein, Mary Plum, Mildred Press, Ann Sadler, Jean Schechter, Stephen A. Schwartz, Melvin Shapiro, Sophie Z. Shapiro, Lisa Silverman, Gail Silvert, Carol Spolter, Barbara Tabak, Harry Weiser, and Marvin Williams. If you have a name of a loved one that you would like to share, or if I inadvertently mispronounce the name of a loved one, I invite you to share their name aloud as I pass my hand through the congregation. Prayers of the heart are also accepted. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. Together we rise in body or spirit in support with our mourners. And we say together, Yit Gadal v'Yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divra chirute ve'amlich malchute, b'chayechon uve'yomechon, uve'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehe shemei rabba mevarach le'alam ulalmei almaya, yitvarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitromam ve'yitnaseh, ve'yithadar ve'yitaleh ve'yithalal, shemei dekudesha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, amen. You may be seated. Wanted to first say thank you to the ever fabulous Sarah Mangan for being on tech this evening. Thank you to all who have joined us in person and to those who have joined us online. We conclude on page 340, with Ivdu et Adonai besimcha. Page 340, worship God with gladness, come into God's presence with singing. Ivdu et Hashem besimcha, ivdu et Adonai besimcha, bo lefanav bernana, lefanav bernana. Ivdu et Adonai besimcha, ivdu et Adonai besimcha, bo lefanav bernana, lefanav bernana. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Adonai besimcha, bo lefanav bernana, lefanav bernana. I invite you to turn back to page 5 for our kiddush, our sweetening, our sanctification of our Sabbath day. And I invite you to rise either in body or spirit. We sing together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu. V'shabbat kodesho be'ahava u'beratzon hinchilanu, zikaron le'maaseh v'reshit, ki hu yom techila le'mikra ha'kodesh, zecher litziat mitzrayim, ki
Bimroma, Ose Shalom. Bimroma, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom. Hu Ya'aseh Shalom. Hu Ya'aseh Shalom. Aleinu. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Shalom, Bimroma, Ose Shalom, Bimroma, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace